some of our activities in recent times include talks, lectures and workshops by various dignitaries such as Mrs. Kiran Bedi, Paramveer Chakra, Yogendra Singh Yadav, and very recently former director of ISRO, Professor T.G.K. Murthy. And along with that, we also engage in community services like community contribution drives where we collect clothes and articles, and community health services where we try to provide some health camps for underprivileged children and people staying near and around the IIT campus. At the same time, we hold our regular meeting sessions like self-awakening hour every Friday at 9 p.m. Some Vedanta sessions every week on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and the like. And since 2011, we have been celebrating Swami Vivekananda's 150th birth anniversary. So in January every year, on last 3 occasions, we have celebrated a very grand Vivekananda Youth Convention. And since this is the 150th year, so we have done a big celebration this January itself. And we aspire to continue the same in the coming 2014 January. Today, we are indeed privileged to have with us General Secretary Maharaj of Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, Swami Suhitanandaji. Before we begin the talk for today, with the topic for which is Swami Vivekananda's views on nation building, I just want to remember the quote of Swamiji, where he said that 3 things are necessary to make every man great, every nation great. Faith in the power of goodness. Second, absence of jealousy and suspicion. And helping everyone, those who are trying to be and do good to others. So, keeping with these ideas in mind, I request all the monks to please come forward and offer Pushpanjali at Swamiji's auto here. Swamiji's blessings for all of us. Let us begin the talk for today. I invite Professor Nilesh Joshi, our faculty advisor, to give a quick introduction of Swamiji.
So it is great privilege to have Swami Suhitanandaji Maharaj take us to give us the message of Swami Vivekananda. I have a very brief introduction of Swami Suhitanandaji Maharaj. Swamiji joined the order in 1957. He served as secretary of Revered mission for 5 years, and he served as assistant secretary at headquarters of Revered for 15 years, and presently he is general secretary. General secretary is administrative head of Ramakrishna mission and all over the world. And Swamiji has great privilege of serving the very senior monk Swami Vivekananda Maharaj for 10 years. Today Swamiji is going to talk about Swami Vivekananda's views on nation building. Swamiji, we are very grateful that you are here with us and we are looking forward to you.
Dear students, as well as the dignitaries, the professors, and our monks. Actually, I thought that I would be meeting some sort of secular environment, and there in which way I should start, how should I begin, how much I should communicate, something like that. I had some hesitation, but my young brother, the way he put Swamiji, I am feeling myself that he has gone through Swamiji very thoroughly. So you people have read Swamiji. Naturally, you should have expectation of so much. And we also have so much of expectation from you. Because you all know that with how much persuasion, how much preparations you got your admission into this. It is, I should say, to some extent a A-class institution. It is an international institution. From our childhood, we have been hearing about this Kanpur IIT. So it is a prestigious institution and you have got that opportunity here. You are getting the best possible available opportunities. Simultaneously, certainly you have got some responsibilities also. I have prepared a little note I will read out, and occasionally I will spray here and there some comments or additions, something. I am extremely glad to be present this evening amidst you all in IIT Kanpur, which is one of the premier technical institutions of our country. You all know that once you complete your studies and go out to pursue your careers, people expect a very efficient work from you because you have studied in an IIT. Further, whole nation expects you to play a very constructive role in nation building. This is most important thing because you are the best of the brains. Naturally, the best of the brains should produce some in a positive way into the society. Not that simply you are getting your degrees and qualifications simply to earn more money and get more power, more opportunities and more facilities and honor. That is one part of the story. But the other part of the story is this, that is how far I have been useful to the society. We are all aware of the recent natural disaster that struck Uttarakhand. The flash floods have caused huge loss to human life and property. The only consolation is that simultaneously relief work on a massive scale was taken up by both government agencies and a number of NGOs. I remember seeing a photo of the relief operation by our all military men. To rescue pilgrims who are stranded across a swift flowing stream, soldiers literally lie down on their stomachs side by side, making a passage for the pilgrims to crawl on their back to reach the other bank. It is heartening to come across even today such instances of dedication and sacrifice for the nation. This is exactly what Swami Vivekananda wanted. He once said, "No great work can be done without sacrifice." Lay down your comforts, your pleasures, your name, fame, or position, nay, even your lives, and make a bridge of human change over which millions will cross this ocean of life. Bring all the forces of good together. This blessed land of ours has produced a great number of saints, prophets, and even incarnations. A closer study of Indian history will reveal to us that there never was a period in our national life when there was dearth of spirituality illumined souls. Our motherland has also given birth to a host of patriots who, out of tremendous love for the country, have laid down their lives in her service. Swamiji, in one of his utterances, he has mentioned, if a man with an ideal commits one of 5 mistakes, a man without an ideal will commit 50 mistakes. So what is this civilization? What is culture in our society? Swamiji has mentioned, you just remove these personalities like Ramachandra, Sri Krishna, Buddha, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Chaitanya, Vivekananda. What would remain of this our culture and civilization? Just he has, in the quotation of Swamiji, he is just a bunch of brutes. So whatever culture, whatever civilization, whatever ethics, whatever purity we talk about, everything we see that it is following some outstanding personalities who have sacrificed, following them only these people, good people are coming. Swami Vivekananda's love for India and its people knew no bounds. Such intense love is possible in a heart which is quite an ocean in its depth and sweep. His heart was exactly so. Often, the very mention of name India stirred him to utmost depth, and he would go on speaking for hours together about his country. His knowledge of her history, culture, religion, arts, and customs was encyclopedic. This knowledge he had gained not by reading books alone, but also through his personal association with people of different regions and sects during his extended travels from the Himalayas to Kanyakumari as an itinerant monk. He once wrote towards the end of his life, "My life's allegiance is to this my motherland, and if I had 1,000 lives, every moment of the whole series would be consecrated to your service, my countrymen, my friends." Once an American friend asked him, "Swami, how can I best help you?" Swami immediately replied, "Love India." According to Swami Vivekananda, the reason of our race that is still living is because it has an important role to play in the world of community, that is, catering to the spiritual needs of the world, as I have already mentioned it. To cultivate such sort of feeling for the nation, such a feeling is the first step towards becoming a true patriot. The second step, Swami Vivekananda says, is finding some practical solution to end miseries of our people and diligently working upon them, which I find that you people have been already instructed and getting some guidance how to do it. It is not only you are talking and reading about Swamiji, but along with it, you are practicing what you are reading. This is the most fundamental thing. We can talk so many thousands, but we actually cannot act accordingly. That thing you have started, for that I am sincerely and grateful, and certainly I invoke the blessings of Swamiji for your guardians and those teachers and professors who are helping you in that direction. The second step, Swami Vivekananda says, is finding some practical solutions to end miseries of our people and diligently working upon them. Here Swamiji has given certain general outlines. Being a prophet, he had neither time nor inclination to go into the details of the exact course of action to be followed. He wanted his disciples and followers to work out the details according to the demands of time and situation. Yeah, about in this thing, Rabindranath Tagore has made an assessment about Swamiji. Rabindranath Tagore has mentioned that unlike his contemporaries, Swamiji, instead of having so many programs of actions, he put stress on ideas. This is Rabindranath's finding about Swamiji, and this is sincerely true. Why I am saying that almost it is a contemporary, that means Vishwan Shanti Niketan, Tagore's Vishwabharati, there as Pondicherry and Wardha and Vivekananda. All of them started some institutions so that a new generation, a new civilization, a new India would come out from them. Each of them had, their brain was just bubbling with ideas, and each of them had a very much feeling for the development and growth of India. And they all started, but we find a just a remarkable difference between the above and these future of these activities or the present condition, development of this condition and of this center. And in contrast to all those centers, we were finding that Ramakrishna mission, it is spreading like anything. In contrast to the other institutions, what is the secret behind it? They put stress on the actions and activities and programs of them. In contrast to that, the Swamiji put stress on only the ideas and preparing men. Man making is my mission. Swamiji put stress on that. If one man is prepared, in that case he can do wonders. Swamiji's famous quotation is there. One seed is enough to deforest the world. Only one person. He can revolutionize the entire environment of this Kanpur IIT. One person, one seed is enough to deforest the world. Everywhere we are finding there was only one Sri Ramakrishna, and out of Sri Ramakrishna the whole thing has come up. Now that Sri Ramakrishna has become an international personality. He was born in a rural village and totally illiterate person. Holy Mother also same thing. She was also illiterate and in a rural background, but both of them have become ultimately some international personality. Why? Because they led the life, they had some inspiration. As a result, they could influence and inspire others. Swami Vivekananda's plan for the regeneration of our country is naturally closely woven with his analysis of evils plaguing our nation. So we shall discuss both these aspects in parallel. Needless to say, in more than a century since Swamiji made these observations, there are drastic changes in almost every aspect of Indian society, religious, political, social and economic. Nevertheless, most of his views in this regard are very much relevant even today. Swamiji, he pointed out a few points, just few items where we are deficient, neglect of the masses. This has been Mahatma Gandhi, he could just catch the spirit of Swamiji, and as a result he just mobilized the common people. And what is the effect? That also we have seen. Karenge nahi marenge. That we do or die. After 42 he took up that slogan. Why? Because he could rope in the entire community, common people with this movement. Prior to that, it was some sort of Congress movement, it was some sort of bourgeois class movement. Only from some intellectuals and the babus, they were initiating some agenda and propaganda and just some sort of just begging some power from the British. Instead of that, when Gandhiji could just brought in the common people with the program, automatically we find that what a just dramatic effect it came. I consider Swamiji's quotation. I consider that the great natural sin is a neglect of the masses, and that is one of the causes of our downfall. No amount of politics would be of any avail until the masses in India are once more well educated, well fed and well cared for. They pay for our education, they build our temples, but in return they get kicks. They are practically our slaves. If we want to regenerate India, we must work for them. In this context, I can cite one example. Example means a farmer was there. That farmer, he was laborious, enthusiastic, so he was having beautiful and bumper quality crops. His son could find that he was just keeping the best crop reserved for something. Then he said, I inquired, Father, for what purpose these crops you are keeping separate? See, this is for distribution. Distribution, why would you distribute that crop? Suppose if I do not distribute, what would happen? The next year my neighbors, their crop will be of low quality. Then in case of process of pollination, what will happen? This best crop, that also will go down. So until unless I take the society along with me, I cannot expect that I will keep up my high standard. Social equality. That we know, Swamiji condemned caste-based privileges and advocated social equality and justice. He said, if there is inequality in nature, still there must be equal chances for all, or if greater for some and for some less, the weaker should be given more chance than the strong. Certainly you have gone through that quotation of Swamiji. If a Brahmin needs one teacher, a Chandal needs 10 teachers. That means it is not that Swamiji, by this process of equality, he did not say that this scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, they should be given this opportunity without making them prepare. First give them all the opportunities so that they can stand up and let them be at par with the common, this higher rank of the society. This is called leveling up, not leveling down. Swamiji wanted that everyone would come to the platform of the Brahmanical culture. This Brahmanical brain, Kshatriya body, Vaishya calculation, and the Shudra's strength to do the work. With all this together, a new society will emerge. That was Swamiji's dream. Regarding this women's education, Swamiji probably he has mentioned, that means so much. He said that if there is any, he has mentioned that if I get, say 50 persons and the work I shall get done through this 50 persons, if I get only 5 persons, 5 women, with that I can get more than that. That is the thing. They are going to be the mother of the whole nation. So everything, all success and everything depends, the secret itself is there. So we shall have to look after the women from the very beginning. We shall have to take them that they will become the guardian of the nation. They are the guardians of the nation because their children will become this Prime Minister, their children will become the Chief Minister, their children will become the Vice Chancellor, everything their children will become. And army, maybe, why not? Regarding education, Swamiji's his philosophy about this education, I can cite one example. Probably you have heard about Leonardo da Vinci, the famous artist. Once he was doing a stone carving, a beautiful sculpture, a statue he was preparing. One of his just friends, he went to his studio and he was surprised to find that statue. It was outstanding, just like living element. So he said, what a beautiful thing you have done. Then Leonardo said, no, I have not done anything. This statue was already inside that stone. What I have done? I have simply just removed all the undesirable elements from that stone. That is education. Swamiji also he has mentioned in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra That means this is the I'm forgetting the sutra. That is, the meaning is that when a cultivator, he digs a canal, so what he does, the water flows automatically. It is not to just pull the water. Water will come automatically. What is to be done? The barriers are to be removed. This is the education. Each one is great in his own post. Each one is great. You can teach chemistry, but you cannot repair a cobbler. If one can become DM, but he cannot repair his shoes. So that cobbler also equally important as the DM. So that is actual proper emphasis on education. We shall have to see that certainly that person has somewhere his possibilities is there. I have failed to explore it. I have failed. It is not that he has failed in the subject. That means suppose somebody has failed in physics. That does not mean that he is an unqualified person. That shows that I could not put him in his proper place. That is my deficiency. It is not in the system or anywhere. It is the wrong part on the part of the teacher. Swami Vivekananda said, I see it before my eyes, a nation is advanced in proportion as education and intelligence spread among the masses. He believed that all the necessary socio-cultural changes and prosperity can be brought about by spreading education. This is a constructive way of effecting transformation of country and is far more superior and long-lasting in its effect than through violent social or political reforms. If we simply just make some slogans or form groups and by that nothing is possible, and that has not been possible. I will read it. Let me see if I have. Yes, it is there. One beautiful quotation from Swamiji. He has mentioned, now the kings are gone. Now the kings are gone. First educate the nation, create your legislative body, and then the law will be forthcoming. First create the power, the sanction from which the law will spring. What is there? Nowadays we are finding these MPs, MLAs, they are going, and we are hearing so many things. Well, there somebody has given already the prescription. That means if you want to send somebody as the MP or MLA, you are expecting that he will be the Chief Minister, Prime Minister, give him education, give him positive thoughts, then only you just put him there. Without training him, if you put, what will happen? He will commit something wrong. I can, just one quiz I can give you. That quiz is, suppose a very poor man, he was some 4th grade staff or something, peon. He, or rickshaw wala, he has anyhow very much struggled, and his son was very exceptionally brilliant, and by virtue of his merit he could climb up and up. Ultimately he cleared IAS exam and he became the DM. After becoming the DM, because naturally now his value has increased. The moment he became the IAS officer and became the DM, his value has increased. So he was thinking of giving him marriage. Now somebody proposed that you should just take some, at that time say 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs of rupees as dowry. My question was whether that man, that DM, should take this dowry because his father was just some coolie. Here is an opportunity, whether he should accept that or not. Once I put this question, and generally the whole house said, yes, he should take. But I flatly denied. I said never, because he is the DM, means he is the first citizen of the district. So he should be an example. Certainly he must not take anything. Another quiz I am saying, almost identical, that means suppose one lower division clerk, very honest, upright, and he has got the credibility, everybody knows that he never tells a lie. That his mother has fallen sick. This is a cancer patient and she needs immediate operation. So he is in badly need of, say, 1 lakh of rupees immediately. He has got an opportunity. The opportunity is, that means, to sign on a piece of paper. If he signs, in that case that company would give him 1 lakh rupees. But that is something wrong where he has to sign. Whether he should sign or not. Because if he signs, he will get 1 lakh rupees, and by that, with 1 lakh rupees, he can serve his mother, ailing mother, what he should do. This is a quiz. What he should do. Tell.
Sign the paper.
Huh?
Sign the paper.
And the paper. I said no. Because a poor man, he cannot compete that my father also should get the treatment as the Prime Minister of India is getting. So I should know where is my standard. I should resolve. Suppose if he loses his integrity of his character, everything is lost. Everything is lost. This is a very delicate point. There comes is proper education. Here comes the question of proper education. Swami Vivekananda had great faith in the youth power of the nation and envisaged a great role for them in the nation building. In his inspiring speeches and writings, he has exhorted them repeatedly to dedicate themselves to the cause of their motherland. That we are everybody doing. About our country, Swamiji has mentioned one half sentence. Never speak or act against the interest of our country. This is the thing. We know that if we go through our newspapers, all the pages are covered with all bad information. As if the whole India is all totally filled with only bad people. Nothing good thing are there, no one, not a good person is there. Once Abdul APJ Kalam, one day we are having some talk, he was telling, Swamiji, recently he was in his verbatim, under quotation, he was telling, recently I visited Israel. I was going through their paper. I was surprised that the whole paper is filled with all positive thoughts. Negative thoughts also are there, but those things are in one corner. But in our country, what is there? All the pages we find, all the bad things, bad things, bad things. That means we do not have any trust in ourselves. We do not have any faith in ourselves. This strength, Swamiji, he has mentioned, it's a beautiful thing. It is a sin to call a man sinner. It is a sin to call a man sinner. A man is moving not from error to truth, but from the lower truth to the higher truth. Lower truth to the higher truth. That man is moving. Always we should have some positive thinking. Yes, today I have failed. Let me be failure, but tomorrow I shall succeed. That sort of thinking should be there. Another example I tell you. Suppose one laborer, he was trying to break a big boulder. He has got a hammer, iron hammer. With that he is striking it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He is striking. And it is nothing is reacting, no reaction, nothing is there. The stone is as stupid as stone. All of a sudden, he gives an 11th stroke, it snaps. Now the question comes, does preceding these 10 strokes, were they irrelevant or they have got some value? That is the thing. In our life also, we should never think that I am a failure. Today I may be failure, tomorrow I shall may be successful, God knows. So I should go on striking. That's this education. Now, Swamiji is about his faith. About his faith, again, I'd like to flash one incident which happened in Swamiji's life. Swamiji, he was giving a talk in America. In that talk, there were nearly 1,000 audience. It was pale bum and just they were hanging from his lips. All of a sudden, Swamiji abruptly stopped and saluted the audience and left the stage, went to the green room. Those who organized, they became very curious. Swamiji, there was no disturbance from the audience, but why did you leave the stage? See, I was feeling that they were going to swallow each and every my thought. They are going to swallow. Then what's the harm in it? No, that's not my voice. My voice is manliness. They should have stand on their own feet. They should scrutinize and accept. That is my voice. This is Swamiji. He always wanted we should have some faith in ourselves. Another, Swamiji's learn but do not imitate. This is important. Learn, do not imitate. The goal should be to combine the best of our culture with the best of the cultures of other countries. Swamiji throws a challenge before us. Can you become an Occidental of Occidentals in your spirit of equality, freedom, work and energy, and at the same time a Hindu to the very backbone in religious culture and instinct? This is to be done, and we will do it. We are all born to do it. And above all, Swamiji's concept of Seva. This concept of Seva, which you have already taken up. I am so happy to find that this our bright and brilliant James, they have just understood the value of service. That means whatever they are not only just simply swallowing Swamiji's ideas to give a talk in lectures or get some prize or honor, but they are sincerely actualizing them in their practical field. His Swamiji said, him I call a Mahatman whose heart bleeds for the poor, otherwise he is a Duratman. So long as the millions live in hunger and in ignorance, I hold every man a traitor who, having been educated at their expense, pays not the least heed to them. I am very happy to share before you young people like you a few ideas on nation building of Swami Vivekananda. I sincerely hope you will all mold your life on the lines indicated by him and work for the country. Thank you.
If there are any questions, please.
Sir, if a person is, if a person wants to be a sannyasi, his parents will obviously will not be happy.
Certainly.
But is it a good thing to be a sannyasi? So, and if I really serve the nation, is it obviously I have to be a sannyasi or
No.
I can do it?
Thank you. Thank you. It's a very good question, and especially difficult for me to answer. I can just tell you one funny incident which happened in my life. He has mentioned I had an opportunity to serve one sannyasi, senior sannyasi. He was the disciple of Holy Mother, Sharma. One day, one quiz is to be prepared for that Swami Vivekananda Maharaj. I was always supervising that the person who was doing that quiz, preparing. Old man, and for so many hours he is working. To see him, I felt bad and told him, why you are working so much? Don't you have your son? He is not looking after you. Then that man said, स्वामी जी ये तो आप तो बोल रहे हैं किंतु लड़का जब लायक हो जाते हैं वो भी यार पिता माता को मानता है। और इसके साथ साथ वो भी बोला ये आप तो देखिए ना, आप तो लायक हो गया, लायक होने के बाद और पिता माता को छोड़ के तो चला आया। So this is sincerely, it is a very delicate question. So long you have the responsibilities, you should not give. You should not give up. First you have to see that your parents are there, they have somebody to look after them and no problem, then only you should. If you have some responsibility, sense of duty and sense of sacrifice. For sacrifice, not necessarily you will have to give up everything. After staying in the home also, thousands of people are serving. Thousands of people are serving. I visited Bangalore. Bangalore there, I could find one center. Its name is Business Ashram. Business Ashram. So I was became curious. I wanted to see what it is. So after entering, I could find that there just a big portrait of Swamiji is there, and here and there in that it was actually a factory, and Swamiji's quotations also. The director, I had a talk with the director, he told me that Swamiji, our job is how much more taxes we can give the nation. That is the thing. Every year, last year we have given this much tax, this coming year we shall add to it. And we are exporting our things. So this is also a seva. This is also seva he is doing. Another concern I could find, that is there, that gentleman, he is saying, I never ask any person to contribute any money. I ask them to contribute your hours. You are an engineer, he is a doctor, he is a teacher, he is a laborer, he is a mechanic. So everyone can contribute at least 1 hour in a week. So without having the money, if I can synchronize them, I can get something. So this concept of seva is the first and foremost. When as Swamiji has mentioned, when I have got so much from the nation, or you one student, how much government is to pay, or you all know that in the statistics you know that how much. And that money is coming from the poor, all these people, common people's money. So when after your education, if you do not do, sincerely you are going to be a traitor. So for service, but sunnah then for whom? If a person, he generally, it is who has got no responsibility, social or family obligation, only for him he can come out. He can come out. Again, the case of Swami. Swamiji, he had his social obligation, responsibility, everything. It was not possible. If I had been in that sort of condition, certainly I would not have left my heart and home. I could not leave. I would have waited. But Swamiji had to leave. Because his emotion for God was so much, his emotion for common people was so much, that if you go through Swamiji's life, you yourself have seen that he used to have two dreams. One dream that going up in the worldly life, and another dream was, that means this is renunciation. Because he understood that if I do not give up, in that case, this message of Sri Ramakrishna, the very purpose of his just becoming avatar, everything will become futile. So for that he had to do. But that needs tremendous just mental preparation, or it is the grace of God, I should say. Otherwise it is not possible to come out under such depressing condition. So I think, you think in your own way, if you have no responsibility, why not you come with us? And it is there, that means where difference is where. Suppose He is also serving. He is serving. He also got inspiration, ideas, everything is having. What is the difference between he and myself? There is certainly differences there. He has his own family. I do not know whether he is married or not. Whatever may be the thing, he has some obligation as a professor, as a lecturer, or as an institution. So many obligations are there. In contrast to him, being a monk, I am not, neither I am having a qualification, nor I am having a money, no bank account, nothing of the sort. And for my food, I need not bother, nor do I think where from it will come, because I know it is assured. If nobody gives, I can beg, but he cannot beg. If he begs, even he may be put behind the bar. So, but I have the authority to beg even. So there is my opportunity. Yes.
Swami Vivekananda was one of the spiritual person talked about India or the nation building. But if I see today, after so many years, that nation is not there, and it is all agglomeration of people of their own selfish interest. And day by day, social, political, economical, all situations are deteriorating. Where we went wrong? If you look at number of people involved with spiritual, it is enormous.
Very good question. Very good question.
What are the corrective steps we need to take?
Yes. Very good question. This is not only related to India, this same picture throughout the world. If you go through, all the nations are suffering from that. Here, because Japan, Prime Minister will find that he is again some charge of corruption. He is not suffering from poverty. So, but these Prime Ministers, why they are falling a victim of this some corruption charges are there. Big IAS officers, industrialists, MPs, ministers, why there some corruption charges are against them. That is means that proper education has not been given. Then you may say, then why? Then what is the effect of Sri Ramakrishna? What is the effect of Vivekananda? When they have been staying for so many years, what is the result there? Yes, this is the thing. Nivedita, she wrote in a letter that we people, those who are moving with Swami Vivekananda, we are just seeing him from very close quarter. Naturally, we are having very high estimation about him. But soon, gradually, when we should leave the world state, the name of Vivekananda will be gradually forgotten. Will be forgotten. After again 150 years, the Swami Vivekananda will come up. He will come back with some zeal and enthusiasm. I had the opportunity to be during the time of 1963, when from the centenary year. That time we have seen how much celebrations were there. Just here and there, only in the Ramakrishna mission centers, and a little bit in some villages or everywhere. But today, this Swami Vivekananda's 150th, it has become a national program. It has become a national program. This is the difference there and there. Once Manmohan Singh, our lead and General Secretary Swami Suhitanandaji, both of them were in a meeting. At that time, Manmohan Singh just told Prabhanandaji, Swamiji, see, we are finding this erosion of values. Can we not do anything? How to arrest it? Can we have any program or proposal? Then he said, all right, I shall talk to you afterwards. Afterwards, Prabhanandaji came and discussed with us, and we chalked out some program, and afterwards he said. And Manmohan Singh said, money is no problem. Money is no problem. We are ready to give you 100 crores a week. But you do something so that this value education comes back in our education, in our society, every corner. And for that, in the parliament, the committee was formed, and in that corner will be education ministers and 9 ministers, some cabinet ministers also were there, both Revered and opposition, all of them jointly. They passed the resolution that an implementation committee will shape, and that this Ramakrishna mission, they asked to give a proposal. And we submitted a project proposal just for 100 crores. And everything was accepted in toto. Everything was accepted in toto. Of course, we took the help of some government officers. And afterwards, and gradually, now we are just in your IIT Kanpur itself. Here we are talking in what language. That shows some sort of awakening has come. Not only in India, outside India, from not less than, we have got letters from 14 countries. 14 countries we have got letters. Recently, we got some letter from the UNESCO. They are going to install a statue of Swamiji in Paris, where Swamiji, in that just in front of the house where Swamiji stayed. And we have been just asked to send that statue to, and certainly through the government of India. That shows that some sort of awakening has come, and from the different countries we are getting letters that means they want to observe Swamiji's birthday celebration, how they should do. So first they approach the government, cultural department. The cultural department again just process those letters to ask for reply. We are doing. So if some sort of awakening has come, it is not that by magic it will be. Especially the younger generation, now they are disgusted. We are getting occasionally, not regularly, but I can say monthly not less than 4 letters we are getting, that they are running 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs rupees per month, but they are feeling disgusted. For what purpose this money? Why I am earning money? What shall I achieve by doing all these things? This question has started coming, this type of things. That means a society should be judged not by that, be each and every one. That means in the Princeton University, Einstein is there. One Einstein makes Princeton University glorious. Here, just a handful of boys, they do some fantastic, if you can, Kanpur IIT student, if you can just invent or discover something new, then automatically this, for one man's glory, one man's achievement, the whole institution will be glorified. That is the thing. Swami has mentioned that a society should be judged not by the number of apples it is producing, but the best quality of the apple. That is the thing. One society, they have just created Sri Ramakrishna. One society has created Vivekananda. Christine said that thrice blessed is the country that which has produced Vivekananda. And A.L. Basant said that means Swami Vivekananda will be remembered for saying, because as he will be considered as the molder of the future destiny of human civilization. And our Toynbee, he has mentioned that if you go through any history book, there you will find that coming 40, 50 years, no history book can be written without mentioning the name of Sri Ramakrishna. These are the things are coming up. So, but it takes time. We cannot expect all of a sudden. It is just like a switch. As you put off and put on, the thing will come up. The man's mind should be strengthened. Slowly it is working. Otherwise, would we expect that this IIT, they are having so many just ambitions and all the things, they will be just listening to some just skin-headed gentleman, monk from him. It is not possible. How is it possible? And why they are working? I have heard from that probably you were serving in some relief, they were going and doing some volunteer services, so many things they are doing. By doing that, how do you gain? You are not gaining anything. Neither your marks will go up, nor you will just get some money out of the, rather you have to sacrifice your study. But still you are doing. Why you are doing? Because you are finding some peace, some pleasure in doing. Through this spirit of sacrifice that has instilled into their brain and nerves. So they are doing. This is the thing. We find that we do not say we are never defeatist, we are never pessimistic, we are always optimistic. But it takes time. Mrs. Louis Barr, if you go through her book, 6 volumes of book, there she has mentioned that Swamiji, how silently Swamiji worked in the society. If you go through the poem, if you go through the philosophy, if you go through science, if you go through literature, everywhere you will find how Swami Vivekananda is working silently. This process in one American, he has mentioned that a new dictionary has come up, that Vedanta dictionary, since the coming out from Vivekananda. The words of this Punarjanma, all this Karma-yoga, Jnana-yoga, these words have been now accepted in American society. They are also using it. It has become some sort of day-to-day affairs. So in that way, the society is slowly changing. You cannot, I even had a time, I have the papers with me, I could have read out that the statement of Putin, statement of Pope, statement of Japan Prime Minister, all the things are there. I should not just take so much of time. There, each and everyone, they are saying that this Swami is very much needed nowadays. Who is not? Everywhere. In Parliament, British Parliament, they have passed a resolution, House of Commons, they have passed a resolution appreciating Vivekananda. Then after getting that thing, we wrote to our Parliament that British Parliament, they have passed in favor of Swami Vivekananda, and our Parliament is so much lagging. You should do it immediately. Probably they will be doing something like that. So in that way, it is coming up. It is coming up. Don't feel just disheartened. Oh, even Obama also, he has mentioned, I belong to Chicago and Swami Vivekananda also belongs to Chicago. So he feels pride that Swami Vivekananda came and I am from the same city, he said. So all the things are coming slowly, very slowly it is coming.
So you told in your story that a poor man cannot get the equal standard of services as a prime minister of the country can get. So how does that justify the concept of leveling up of the society?
Yes, right question. When the society will come up to that level, certainly it should be. Well, as you will find, probably in America, I do not know, I have not been, you have been there, so you know. Probably in that society, and here also in India also, if you have insurance, whether you are a prime minister or a labor, if you have insurance, you are getting the same type of treatment you are getting. But for that you have to make some preparations. So the equal treatment is there. Now every equal treatment are you not getting, because you have money, but you will become a robber, but not a rich man. A robber can never be declared a rich man. A rich man is that who earns honest money. Only he is called a wealthy man or rich man. Certainly robber we never say. For some matter, we never say that he was a rich man. We call him some corrupt person. So corruption is corruption. That cannot be just anyhow. We should not try to defend it.
So before Shubhadeep thanks, I have a small announcement to make. We have some books here for distribution. So those who are interested in having this copy, this is completely free of charge. However, before taking this copy, they have to make a promise to themselves that they read this, not just take it just to kind of decorate their bookshelf. So you take a book, but you are going to read it, and you are most welcome to carry this copy with yourself. Thank you.
good. That's very good. Well, for that we have to make the cost 2 rupees or 1 rupee, something like that, nominal price. You will have to give. Swamiji's prescription is this, that never give anything free. If you give free, they will simply take and throw.
With this, we are really thankful to Swami Suhitanandaji and our Kanpur Mission Secretary, Swami Sarvabhutanandaji, who invited Swami Suhitanandaji, and we are fortunate that we could hear some message of Swami Vivekananda in the context of nation building. Swamiji's idea was essentially be and make. So if we assimilate good ideas, it is our responsibility to spread these ideas. So with this idea only we have initiated the self-awakening hour on Fridays, regarding which I think Mrs. Kiran Bedi also advocated, and where we are trying to discuss some of these ideas, and the idea is basically to ignite ourselves and to enlighten the society around us. So recently, a couple of days back, there was a quiz contest for which Kendriya Vidyalaya IIT Kanpur had invited Vivekananda Samiti, and the quiz topic was Swami Vivekananda, his life and his works. And 5 of us had gone there to take the quiz, and it was really so heartening to see that these young kids, they have prepared so well, and they have taken good note of the finer details of Swamiji's life and works, and they could answer almost 90% of the questions that we had prepared. So these are some positive signs, as Swamiji was mentioning. So slowly and gradually the awakening about Swamiji and his life, and in general our Indian culture and heritage is increasing. Maybe 50 years back, some more people were aware, but they did not take it up as spreading to the world around us. But now that we are realizing the importance of this, and we are seeing the consequences of not having the value education in our education system, because of which there's so much of erosion of values in every day-to-day sphere. So, as Swamiji said, I think all of us have taken some positive message from his speech, and we'll try to implement it in our day-to-day activities, and at the same time give some small bits and pieces, share these ideas to the society, near and dear friends, relatives around us. So with this, I would like to thank Swami Suhitanandaji, Swami Sarvabhutanandaji, Swami Tejamayanandaji for coming here and sharing their valuable time and effort. I'll request Professor Yogesh Joshi to felicitate our guest, Swami Suhitanandaji, with a shawl and a memento.
Beautiful, artistic.
So tomorrow there is a lot of programs are being organized at Ramakrishna Kanpur Center. If any of you have time, please come to the ashrama, and please join in our next programs of Vivekananda Samiti. We have these Friday sessions, as I already mentioned. On 28th and 29th of September, we are organizing a talk by Swami Suhitanandaji from Ramakrishna Math, Chennai, who has closely associated with IIT Chennai for last 9 years. He is going to come here for 2 days, 28th and 29th of September. And on 29th, we also have a workshop on entrepreneurship and social responsibility, in which besides Swami Suhitanandaji, Rashmi Bansal ma'am would join us, and a couple of entrepreneurs and ITK alums will be joining. So they will share their experiences, how they have been successful in their day-to-day lives. And this spirit of what Swamiji wanted, that we all of us should stand on our own feet. This is the same idea that we want to bring out in this workshop. So all of you are requested to join and participate in the workshop. Following that, on 3rd and 4th of October, we also have a personality development workshop by Dr. Prashant Jha, who has come here for the last 3 years. And this is the one more time that we are organizing this workshop. So this is the plan for the next few weeks. Please join us in our programs. With this, thank you.
So Swami Tejomayananda just mentioned that tomorrow they are going to launch Kanpur Ashram Ramakrishna Mission website. I think Swamiji must be